Don't like my hard hat? Tough. I was reminded of this and posted it someplace else, but then realized it belonged here. There was this time for a while when had to make deliveries to other job sites at my old job. The drop area for one job was in the middle of an open field. Yet the safety guy got all bent because I didn't have a hard hat. I tried explaining that there was no overhead danger at all, but I was told not to come back without one. I grabbed one from our shop and painted a bullseye on the top. The next time I went there, the safety guy saw me pull in and he raced over in his cart. I picked up the hard hat and showed him the bullseye while putting it on. Boy, was he pissed. He couldn't do anything about it though. I had my hard hat. So, for several years, I was the frazzled safety gal for a construction company. We did dirt, underground utilities and concrete work for big projects, think school campuses, shopping malls, Walmart supercenters, etc. Almost universally, the job's general contractors required hard hats anywhere on the site at all times. If our people didn't wear their hats like they were supposed to, it could cost the company I worked for millions. Putting my safety vest on here for a minute, I've seen plywood picked up by wind and fly across a job site. Yeah, there may be no immediate overhead risk, but the risk of your head getting hit by something is there. Part of the requiring hard hats thing, I think, is risk mitigation, but there are also insurance benefits for wearing them. There is also a risk that someone forgets to put their hard hat on in higher risk areas if they don't have to wear it everywhere on a job site. Kudos to your safety person for doing their rather thankless job. To be fair to the safety guy, if you're in an area where the paperwork says you need a hard hat and you don't have one, it's his whole career on the line should you get hurt somehow. I wouldn't want to risk my career over a guy not wanting to wear a hat for a few minutes either. Just wear the hat and quit complaining. Construction sites, whether in open area or not, have rules. Kind of like seat belts. Use them all the time so you auto-use them when needed. Well, the first thing that's gonna happen if there's an accident is, why the heck didn't that person have their hard hat on? Now that they're suing. This isn't the got ya you think it is. Imagine giving a guy a hard time just for doing his job and thinking you actually did something. Malicious compliance is the act of intentionally inflicting harm by strictly following orders or rules, knowing that compliance with the orders or rules will not have the intended result. The term usually implies the following of an order in such a way that ignores the order or rules' intent but follows its letter. It is usually done to injure or harm while maintaining a sense of legitimacy. This is just compliance. I got yelled at for wearing the white hard hat that I bought because only management wears white. When I told them I wasn't buying a new one, they gave me a new orange hard hat. This for a job site I delivered to once or twice a week. In my country, he could have said no based on you painting the hard hat. Paint can contain solvents that break down the plastic. We are discouraged from even writing our names on it with a Sharpie felt pen. We are allowed to put a bullseye sticker on though. The safety guy was just being the safety guy. You don't always know what could be flying around the job site. That they do. But congrats on your sarcastic hard hat. So where's the malicious part of your compliance? I'm not a safety bean counter, but at my workplace, you would have been escorted off company property for having painted your hard hat. You are not to modify PPE or safety equipment from OEM spec. Period. You'll quickly learn that people love to joke at the job site, but not about safety. Just because you don't see a hazard, it doesn't mean there isn't one. Hard hats on a construction site are like helmets riding motorcycles. Everyone should wear them, but not everyone does. Those are the people who exit the gene pool at a much higher rate, often while loudly complaining that they don't need a hard hat, helmet. Imagine working in the construction industry, even if peripherally, and thinking you shouldn't have to wear a hard hat. You must be some sort of special snowflake that the rules don't apply to you. I wouldn't be bragging about this. This just makes you look ignorant or complacent. I remember walking through the shipyard in my Navy days. When the USS Texas was being built, the crew had cowboy hard hats. They seemed kind of cool at the start, but the novelty wore off. Wearing a big, honkin' plastic cowboy hat. I first heard of hard hats being used on the Grand Kali Dam. The guys on the ground would occasionally get hit in the head from a falling rivet and die until one guy decides to take two regular baseball hats and stack them together with one bill forward, the other facing back. He then dipped it into some sort of tar-like material and let it harden, and bam, he got hit in the head by a steel girder and died. No, not really. But that hat saved him and a few of others from those rivets. Very considerate of you to provide a target for all of those overhead hazards to focus on. If Op ever gets into an accident, we can use this post to prove he doesn't like hard hats and screw himself out of any compensation. While ridiculous in OP's specific scenario, a friendly reminder that OSHA rules are written in blood.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.